Welcome to the big show. This is Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I have my good friend, my good pal. He is not Johnny Cash today, but he is the Mr. Al Connickson. Al, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic, and I'm never going to be Johnny Cash.
Well, that's good because you tried to sing last time. It wasn't on air, but I tell you what, it was
Yeah.
actually somewhat pleasant.
Somebody called 911.
Yeah,
Actually,
but you know
so-
what? This is a financial show. We're talking about stocks, options, futures, forex. But it's great to be back with our listeners, helping them make better investing decisions. An online trading academy has been teaching people just like you for on their 25th year how to trade stocks, options, futures, forex, or invest with all those different ones at our brick and mortar academy right here in Bloomington. We're next to the Mall of America. Now, that could be for income potential or wealth. Anytime we talk about wealth, that is for retirement. We actually have several locations worldwide, most major city in the U.S., Canada, Singapore, stuff like that. Now, this week, we're going to talk a little bit about some of those 3 C's. We talk about confidence, consistency, and I'm going to put a new one in there, commitment. And we're going to talk about 4 different rules of success. I'm actually going to bring that up at the end of each segment. So don't forget the end of each segment. I'm going to talk about 4 rules of success. And hopefully some of the things that we share with you today inspires you how to take action in the financial markets. We have great moves in the markets, great opportunities, but you got to understand how the market works. And that's what we're going to talk about here today, how the market works and how to develop a potential consistent strategy that has income potential, right? That's what everybody is looking for. But with these markets comes different movements and great volatility, which is what we're seeing, Al. We had some nice moves up, tickling all-time highs once again in the stock market, especially the S&Ps and the Dow getting right up there. Now, oil had a little drawback on Thursday, but that's been soaring really ever since mid-August here. And a lot of this drive is coming from the dollar. We were talking about a supply zone with the U.S. dollar. Well, it's coming off of that supply zone, which is potential sellers, and we'll talk about that. But you know what? Cryptocurrency is still back. All-time highs for Bitcoin. Let's get a hooray for that one. Great for our Bitcoin investors. Ethereum tickling those all-time highs as well. So cryptos are such a great opportunity in these markets, and we're going to talk about that as well.
Sure.
Al, what's driving a lot of these gains in the stock markets, and how can us as average investors trade like Wall Street?
Well, there is so much going on in the economy, both here in the U.S. and globally, that impacts what's happening in the market. We've got a lot of things going on. We always say you don't want to fight the market, don't fight the trend, and the trend has been up. So that's where people have been. A lot of new people putting money into the market, and they're kind of throwing money at the market, unfortunately not really knowing what they're doing, and for the most part buying high, which is going to impact their profits down the road. But we've got issues with inflation. The word stagnation now is being mentioned a lot, and that's a real concern, where you have low growth and high prices. And do we have high prices? Do we have inflation? Absolutely. What's one of the reasons? Well, if you look out in the Bay in California, you'll find over 100 ships out there with containers ready to be unloaded.
That's crazy.
And there's an issue. The demand is here. The supply actually is there. It's just not reachable. And the people are concerned about the fact that, is this going to impact Christmas? Are we going to be able to get the things we want for Christmas? Well, here's my guarantee to you: you will be able to get the things for Christmas in 2022 or 2023. Probably not so much.
Shop now, everybody.
This year. But there's a lot of things out there that we hear from day to day. We've got the border issue. We've got things with China to deal with. Now North Korea is raising their voice again. So we've got all these things out there, and people are coming up with opinions on what should happen to the market based on what they see happening out there. And we always say this: the bottom line is the market does not care what your opinion is, what my opinion is. You have to really put aside those opinions, put aside as much as possible what you think is going to happen. Why not just follow because there's a group out there that is successful on a consistent basis? Wouldn't it be better just to follow what that group is doing, let them do all the work, and then just kind of ride along, just ride their coattails.
And that group is?
That's the Wall Street big money. We call it the smart money, the elephants out there. It's firms that have billions or trillions of dollars to invest. It's hedge fund managers, again, that have billions or more to invest. It's people like Warren Buffett. They have so much money to invest that they can move the price of the market. They can move the price of individual assets. They can manipulate the price. But the great thing for us is that all of their activity just moves the price quicker into an area that we want to be ready to either buy or sell something. And it's based on what they're telling us. They're showing us, because they have, believe me, they have more money and more sophisticated equipment to come up with a true value for something than we do. So why not just let them use that? Let them spend their money, let them do the work, and then we just follow what they're doing. But you have to know how to find what they're doing. And that's what we teach our students on a price chart, because everything you need to know is there if you know how to read it.
That's right. It's kind of like a story. I mean, a price chart is just a story, and when you can understand how to read a story, that's where you anticipate where prices may go or may turn, and that's what the strategy is all about, is finding those turning points but that the Wall Street elite is moving these markets, where the big money is moving these markets. And Online Trading Academy, the sponsor of Investing with Confidence, has a strategy that's designed to follow them. Because as Al was talking about, you don't want to beat them, you want to join them. And Al, we have investing classes that we do right here locally in Bloomington. We also have them virtual as well. And they're about 45 minutes when they're virtual. And if you want to come to one of these virtual investing classes to see how these markets work, to see how the Wall Street elite is actually moving these markets, but how to understand and have a strategy that's designed to trade like them, you got to come to one of these classes. So let's do this. You can text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, you're going to get a link back, right? Which is the OTAMINN.com link. You can register for an investing class right there that are virtual online, 45 minutes, or right here in Bloomington. Actually, Al teaches these. So you can also go to OTAMIN.com. That's OTAMINN.com for this investing class right online to see how the markets work, see how Wall Street's moving these markets. We've had some great moves in these markets, Al. Last couple of weeks, it's been showing a downtrend. Well, it's showing some major strength again, and we'll see what happens here. We're right about at all-time highs again. See what happens as it pierces it, or if it's going to go back down. We don't know, but you know what? The Wall Street elite is moving that. Yep. We want to trade.
We don't really
like
care
them.
either.
No, that's right.
That's the right way to do this, is to have that attitude, that mindset that you don't care which direction it goes, because you know how to take advantage of all of the directions.
That's right. So if you come to one of these investing classes, virtual, they're only 45 minutes. Text the word invest to the number 484848, or just go to OTAMIN.com. That's OTAMINN.com. And as promised, the number one rule, or say the first rule to create success, is think positive. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's a great quote from Henry Ford. So you know what? Think positive. Think positive to the markets. You know what? If you want to learn this, put some effort, and you have the potential to do that. Al, coming up next, I want to talk about Wall Street, continue that discussion about how they're taking $100 and turning it into $2, how they're taking $200 and turning it into $3.